guys, it's Sav here. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make Nom Pao. You might know this dish as Banh Bao or Shou Pao or Hum Bao. There are many different variations. It's basically a steamed bun with whatever filling you like. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys my variation, which has ground turkey to make it a little bit more healthier. I also omit the Chinese sausage that's usually found in your Nom Pao, but we're not a fan of that, and plus I'm trying to go for a healthier alternative. That's why I just totally nix that, and also I use ground turkey instead of your usual ground pork. Keep watching and I'll show you guys what you'll need to do. First, you want to make your filling. In my mixing bowl, I have 1 pound of ground turkey. Into that, I'm going to also add in a 1/4 cup of minced wood ear mushroom. You can sub for whatever mushroom you'd like. You'll need 1 green onion chopped and 1/3 cup of finely chopped sweet onion. Season this with 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 egg, and finally 3 tablespoons of plain breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs and the egg will work as a binder so that when you bite into your Nom Pao, none of that filling will come out. So just mix all of this together really well and it is ready to use right away. I'm actually going to scoop these out and freeze for later use because I don't have time to make them today. I take an ice cream scoop and I fill it up, and then I scoop it onto my foil, and then I take my hands and I just kind of shape them to make them a little bit more rounded, and then these are going to go into my freezer until I'm ready to use them the next day. But these are ready to use right away. To make your dough, you'll need 1 cup of lukewarm milk. To that, I added in 1/3 cup of sugar and also 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. I'm going to just mix this up with my chopstick, and I'm going to allow this to bloom while I work on my dry ingredients. Into a large mixing bowl, I'm adding in 4 cups of cake flour. To that, I'm adding in some Elsa baking powder. You can find this at most Asian markets, but if not, you can use a regular brand like Rumford is a good one as well. To that, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. In will go all of my wet ingredients. I want to make sure to stir it before I pour it in, and I made a little well in the middle of my flour mixture. You want to get in there and stir it a little bit. Now it's going to seem a little bit dry at first, but then you want to add in 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. At this point, you want to get in there with your hands and mix it around, and then go ahead and place all this onto your clean work surface. Now you can probably make your life easier and do this all in a stand mixer, but I know some of you guys don't have one of those, so I am here for you and I am showing you how to do this all by hand. So continue to knead all of this until it comes together into a smooth ball. Should take about 5 minutes to do this. Alright, so it's been about a couple of minutes. It should look relatively smooth. It doesn't have to be perfect. Into the same mixing bowl as earlier, you want to add in a little bit of vegetable oil. Spread it around with your fingers a bit. Add in your dough. Toss to coat. Toss it right back over. And this is just going to prevent a crust from forming. Then you want to take a piece of saran wrap and then place it directly on top of the surface of your dough and allow it to rest for about an hour or until it's doubled in size. After about an hour, you want to place your dough on a clean work surface and then kind of take your fingers and poke at it. Bring the dough up over itself to create a long log. It should be about 16 inches long. And then you want to divide the log into 8 equal-sized pieces. cover them up with the cloth to prevent them from drying out. I forgot to show you guys the hard-boiled eggs. I get about 4 pieces per egg. I slice it the long way, then I slice it again to give me 4 equal pieces. To make our steamed buns, I take a piece of dough and I'm going to cut it in half. Place the other piece of dough back underneath the cloth. Then I take the other piece and I start to flatten it out with my hands, and then I fold it up and under itself to create a nice smooth ball. Flatten it out a bit, and I take my little rolling pin that I have here and I'm just going to gently roll it out. First, you want to roll it out starting from the middle, and then as it starts to flatten out, you want to only roll out the ends. You want to make sure that the outer part is thinner than the middle. As you can see, this dough is very pliable. That tapioca starch really does a good job at kind of making it more stretchy, and it makes it nice and smooth. It does not rip. It might seem a little dry at first, but as you start to work with it, the heat from your hands and the rolling pin will start to soften it up a bit. So I just take a piece of my meat filling. This is about 2 tablespoons. Place it right in the middle. Place a piece of egg right on top. And I'm going to fold up my dough up and over the egg. It's going to look like a little taco at first, and then just bring up the sides and just pinch it all together. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm a pro at making it nice and pretty, because I'm not. So if you want to go ahead and make little pretty pleats, then go right ahead. Pinch to seal and you're all done. Place on a piece of parchment square, and that's it. Proceed with the rest. I placed my buns into the top steamer only. The bottom one, if I put any in there, then the water will drip onto the steamed buns and it affects the overall look and texture of it. In the water on the bottom, there's also a 1/4 cup of vinegar, okay? So I place my lid on top. I'm going to steam all of this for a good 25 minutes is the magic number for me. All right, these are just about done, so let's take a look. Oh gosh, it smells so good. I love the smell of these. I don't know what it is, and you guys, I'm telling you, the cake flour does the trick. I changed this recipe at the very last minute. At first I used all-purpose flour and then self-rising flour, and then I found out the magic one was cake flour. The color is more white as opposed to like the darker creamed color Nom Pao's, and it's so soft. When I use the other flours, when I refrigerate them the following day, it's pretty hard. When you use the cake flour, it keeps it nice and soft. I kid you not. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and thanks for watching. Bye. Delicious. Mm.